Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this webinar on ASCILITE's Community Mentoring Program Explained. I'm Alan Soong, the facilitator for this webinar session and currently serving as part of the ASCILITE Executive and organizing this series of ASCILITE webinars this year. This afternoon, we are very glad to have Associate Professor Sue Gregory to share with us more about the ASCILITE's Community Mentoring Program. Dr. Sue Gregory is an Associate Professor, Chair, Research, and a member of the ICT Education team in the School of Education at the University of New England. She is part of the ASCILITE Executive and also the Chair for the Community Mentoring Program. Sue is a long-term adult educator and teaches pre-service and postgraduate education students how to incorporate technology into their teaching. Sue has been applying her virtual world knowledge to expose her students, both on and off campus, to the learning opportunities in the virtual world since 2007. Sue has been involved in many national and university projects on creating and using learning spaces in virtual worlds, including 3 ORT projects and 1 as a lead. Sue also received an ORT citation in 2012. Since 2009, Sue has been the chair of the Australian and New Zealand Virtual Worlds Working Group. She has currently over 50 publications on teaching and learning in virtual worlds. Sue is currently a member of the ASCILITE Executive, as mentioned earlier on, co-editor of the Journal of Virtual Worlds Research, and a steering committee member of Experiential Learning in Virtual Worlds, and chief editor of 3 books on teaching and learning in virtual worlds. Sue is the chair of Higher Degrees Research courses, which includes Master of Education Research, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Philosophy for the School of Education. She is also chair of postgraduate coursework in education, graduate certificates, and Master of Education. Now, for this afternoon's 1-hour webinar, the first part will be a presentation by Sue, and the remaining time will be open for a question and answer session. Now, during the Q&A session, you could either post your question in the chat box or click onto the hand-raising button located on the left, right below the image box, and I'll give you the right to speak. And when speaking, you can click onto the talk button. After speaking, you can release the talk button. Now, without further ado, please help me to welcome Sue Gregory. Over to you, Sue.
Thanks, Alan. Nice to be here, everyone. That was very long. You took up way too much time on introducing myself, Alan, because it's all about the Community Mentoring Program. I've been involved with the mentoring program for 4 years now. The first year I was a mentor. Then I joined the executive and was privileged to be able to shadow Shirley Rochelle, who was the chair of the Community Mentoring Program at that time. Then, unfortunately, Shirley had to leave the ASCILITE executive, so I took over the program last year and a little bit towards the year before, at the end of the year before. And now here we are in 2015, asking for new people to put in applications for the Community Mentoring Program. So as Alan said, I'm going to just let you know a little bit about the program, and then by all means ask questions at the end. Or in between, if you want. I can deal with them. Okay, so that's the URL to get to the Community Mentoring Program. More information, forms can be downloaded from there, and I'm probably sure that many of you have already had a look at that page, hence why you could possibly be here. But anyway, on that page there's a little bit of information, and as I said, right down the bottom are the application forms. So I'll talk a little bit more about them in a while. So it can involve, the program can involve professionals in a mentoring relationship and learners, or the mentees and experienced practitioners combined to undertake this program. Now, there are two types of community mentoring program, and I will discuss them shortly. If I don't, I will discuss them shortly. So with the program, you will be linked. So not everyone is successful in getting into the program. Must point that out up front. So you apply, and we match people. We match people by their experiences and their desires. So once you're matched, you will have a dialogue with each other. You'll do some action and reflection on what you want to achieve over the 6-8 months. So the focus can be, or is, academic practice, early career research, teaching innovations, learning design, graphic design, programming. So it's fairly broad, this mentoring procedure. And I see Mark just joined, which is great. I'm trying to go on to the wrong next page. Okay, as I said, there are two types of programs available. There's for a one-on-one program, which is a mentee working individually with a mentor on their given project, or there's the collaborative community mentoring program where several mentees work collaboratively with a pair, at least, of mentors, and they negotiate what they're going to achieve over their 6-month period. So it is a 6-month period, pretty much. It starts from, I do have a timeline coming up in a minute, but it starts from the time that you're signed up and have a mentor-mentee to work with until the ASCILITE conference, and that's pretty much the time frame for this program. So you have to be realistic in what you want to achieve in that time, given that people do have their own real jobs, and this is on top of this extra work. So, you know, you wouldn't be saying, I'm going to write 5 articles, or I'm going to submit a research grant and an article, or things like that. You've got to be realistic with the time frame. Okay, so the partnerships can get formed. No worries, Mark. Yes, that happens all the time. That's why I like to get on early. Oh, sorry, that wasn't meant to be rude. Sounded it, but it wasn't. So, okay, a partnership's formed, and you agree on a common goal or common goals to achieve over the 6 months. Now, you should have regular contact, and I like to suggest that once a month is a good goal to try to achieve. Now, I do know that some mentor-mentee relationships are more contact than that, and I know some are less or a lot less. But if you agree to at least once per month, you will achieve some goals, which would be fantastic. So at the end, you need to participate in the evaluation of the program, and you may disseminate your project through conference journals, papers, posters, that sort of thing. Okay? And at the end, you do need to report back on the outcomes of your project, and that can be in one of 2 ways. One is at the symposium at ASCILITE, and the other one is, if you can't attend that, then providing the information for us to disseminate for you. Okay, so it is all at the symposium, but you can be there in person, actually, or virtually, or provide the information. So we've had all 3 ways. But most people come along to the conference because it's a lot of fun and it's very educational, etc. Okay, benefits of the mentoring program. So it can expand your skills, knowledge and experience in your chosen field. Now, remembering that ASCILITE is all about technology and education, so you need to keep to those themes. But it can be, we've had people, professors and associate professors, being mentored by people because they want to learn a different skill or skill set from an expert in a different field or with that type of skill. So don't think that if you're in a certain position that you have to be a mentor or mentee. It's what you want to know at the time. So I know I want to know a lot of things, so I could be mentored very easily, but I probably wouldn't be allowed to be. Anyway, I'm running a program, that's fine. So it's expanding skills, okay, knowledge and experience. So you just need to think about what you want to achieve or how you could help someone achieve. So obviously, no matter what, you would be developing communication and leadership skills, communication through your communication with your mentor-mentee, and leadership skills. If you were a mentor, you would be refining those, but even mentees can develop their leadership skills, particularly if there was a collaborative mentoring program happening, because they are often bouncing ideas off each other, and that actually happens with mentors and mentees. It provides lots of opportunities for networking. You will be networking with your mentor or mentee, but you will also find that you will you will develop networks within the other person's institution and within the ASCILITE community, and particularly in the mentoring program. So we have at least 2 times when we all link up in this type of a forum, and we just talk about where we are, what's happening, how's it all going. So there's usually one around just after the submission of papers, so end of July, early August, and one just before the conference, so we discuss where people got to and all that sort of stuff. So that's ways that you can develop your mentoring, and of course all these types of things can increase people's confidence and get them involved with the ASCILITE community. Okay, so more benefits is that everyone is strongly encouraged to participate and attend the annual conference. Now, there are often reasons why people don't attend, but we do like to encourage everyone to attend. And there are 2 things, again, why you would want to do this. Attend to meet people in person. It is such a great thing to meet your mentor or mentee in person, because pretty typically you haven't met them until the conference. And it's also, you get discounts, as is written on the screen there. So mentees will receive 50% on the early bird registration rates, and the mentors 25%. So if that isn't an incentive enough, so yes, there's lots of reasons why you would want to attend the conference. One is that you may, you get to meet everyone, but another one is the dissemination of your work, and this could be the first time that someone might present a poster or a concise paper or even a full paper, or just joining the symposium, and all of these experiences are great for people. So the ASCILITE conference is in Perth at the end of the year, end of November, and at Curtin University, and I believe that they are out to do a wonderful job and really impress people. So it'll be a great conference, because the people that organising the conference went to Otago University, ASCILITE, last year in Dunedin, and of course they want to outdo them, and Dunedin was a great conference, and Otago a great venue, so they do know that they've got it cut out for them. So it'll be great to see what they do. But anyway, I do encourage you to take the opportunity to go to the conference, and you do get those discounts. So if you have participated before, you are very welcome to participate again. Okay, everyone is more than welcome to participate. However, mentors can participate every year, and mentees can participate again, but they don't receive the discount. And there is another, however, if the same mentor or mentee wish to connect again, this will be encouraged, but neither will receive the discounts. Okay, so if a mentor wants to participate year after year and they have a different mentor, they get the discount. But if they connect again with the same mentee, they don't get the discount. If a mentee comes again wanting to participate, no matter who the mentor is, they won't get the discount. Yes, Mark, I'll turn off my audio and you can...
I was just going to ask for clarification, Sue, that I think there might be a typo on your slide here. Does that should say mentors can participate each year? Should be mentees can participate again but do not receive the discount? I thought that's what you said.
Correct. Yes, I have made a mistake.
Okay. I was paying attention.
Very good. And I wasn't reading it obviously, but yes. Okay, that second dash should be mentees can participate again, but they do not receive the discount. My apologies, everyone. How confusing is that? Because those two things contradict each other. So mentors can participate each year, mentees can participate again, but they do not receive a discount. Okay, any more clarification on that? I think I've gone out to confuse everyone. Okay, thank you for pointing that out, Mark. Okay, timelines, 20th of February. So we are on the 5th. You've got 15 days to submit an application. Now, if you go to the ASCILITE URL, which is on the chat there, you'll see down the bottom of the page are the forms to download. Just above where my name is. For further information, if you want to contact me, please do. Wrong email. That's not my email. Okay, don't use that. I'll just put in my email and I'll let Andre know that that just won't work. Okay. Okay, if you need to contact me, that is my correct email. Okay, so we found two typos now. Okay, so above that there is a mentee application and a mentor application. They are very, very straightforward. Basically, we want to know your name, where you're from, obviously, whether you want to do one-on-one or community. And you know, I've got to say that sometimes, even if someone clicks on the one-on-one, we have suggested that they do the community because of the applications that come in, if we see synergies between a few people. So that is there. We do negotiate. We don't say, hey, you have to do this, but we do negotiate with people to see if they're happy to do that. And again, it could be the number of mentors that we have apply. Goals and contributions. So in relation to a mentee, what specific goals do you want to achieve from the program and what do you think you can contribute to the program? And then for a mentor, what areas would you be willing to provide mentoring? And then relevant qualifications and experience. In relation to a mentor though, I guess, you know, because we're all members of ASCILITE or the ASCILITE community, I think most mentors would be in the correct areas of what they want to mentor, but it depends. Because when people get into specifics, that's how we match people. So there's a brief bio. Preferred mode of working, this is for the mentee, your preferred type of mentoring, and do you have a specific mentor in mind? Because we've had that happen before, and sometimes they haven't actually even applied, the mentors, when the mentees have said, I would like this person, but we've asked them and they've always said yes to date. Sometimes people might say, no, I don't have the time or something like that, but people are always very willing to help out in these types of things because they're great for everyone. So with the mentor, again, the goals and contribution, like I said, similar experience, outline briefly previous experience, contribution, what they think they can contribute most to the mentoring relationship, a brief bio, their preferred type of mentoring, and that's it. So they're not onerous forms to fill in, and we would like to receive them by the 20th of February. So the turnaround is not very long. By the 6th of March, successful applicants will be contacted, and unsuccessful applicants will also be contacted, but successful applicants will be contacted informing them of who they've been matched with. They'll also receive mentor-mentee agreements, and so it's called mentor agreements, but it's mentor-mentee agreements to be signed by both parties, and they need to be back by the 27th of March. And then 13th of November we want the reports, and then there's the ASCILITE conference from the 2nd of December. Oh, sorry, that's when it finishes. 30th of November to the 20th of December. Okay, so that's the timeline. Okay, your commitment. So this has to be negotiated between yourself and your mentor-mentee. So you come up with a plan of what you want to achieve in the 6 months up to the ASCILITE conference. And this could be a literature review, publish an ASCILITE paper, update your skills, undertake research, etc., etc. As I've said, it's limited only by your imagination. But remember that it's something that you need to be able to achieve in that time frame. Now most, not all, most people will write a paper for ASCILITE, and that's due in July. And so by July, you have achieved one goal. Now, there are two things about that. July is when it's submitted. Then you will get a review back. Then you have to attend to that review. Then you have to do your presentation. So it doesn't actually finish at July when you submit the paper. Just keep that in mind, that that isn't the end point. There are 2 more points if you're submitting a paper. Because I do know that when I've worked with mentees that, you know, you get to July, you've done that, and they go, right, what will we do now? And you can do other things, but remember that those things will come up and they do have to be dealt with. And the presentation, you need to think about who's going to do what. So it's not all quick, okay? So just remember that. And then we also want you to attend at least one webinar. And as I said earlier, there will be 2, one just after papers are submitted, you know, within a fortnight or up to a month after that. And then those papers are due in July, but I don't know what date. And then before the ASCILITE conference, that's usually around about 4 weeks before the conference. So sometime in October or early November, we'll just get together again. We'll talk about what everyone's achieved over the 6 months, and we'll also talk about ASCILITE and how we'll all get together and what we want to do. Okay. Now, at the conference, everyone, all has to, I believe you're referring to webinar for CMP get-together. Well, no, it's not really. I usually use, it is a webinar, but not a formal webinar like this one. Okay, so it is a webinar. Did I say something else? I meant a webinar. I might have said get-together. But yes, it's a webinar get-together. It's a virtual get-together, not a physical one. Our physical one is at the ASCILITE conference, and we expect all mentors and mentees to provide a short presentation on their experience. 5 minutes, it depends on how many people we have and what time we've been allocated, but it will be a maximum of 5 minutes per group. Okay, mentor-mentee, 5 minutes, talking about what they did. You will be awarded certificates. What we did last year, I think we'll do again this year, worked well in that everyone will be announced in front of the whole delegate of people attending the ASCILITE conference, and you probably stand up, and I can't remember if you went on stage too, but you may come on stage just so people can get a sense of who you are. But I gave out the certificates at the presentation symposium because of time limits of taking stage time from the conference. And then we usually go out for dinner on either the Sunday or Monday evening to get to know each other, and the time and day and place will be negotiated. So it depends where people are staying. Last year we went, actually that was quite funny, where did we go? We went to somewhere that was reasonably close to where the welcome drinks were. We went out after that. We did actually miss one person because she didn't know everyone, and we had pizzas, we did, and they were yummy, at a pub, or a pub type thing. Actually, it wasn't really a pub. No, they just had a bar. But yeah, we did miss one person going because she mustn't have got the emails or the message and didn't know where we were going and hadn't met anyone, because if you don't know what people look like, so anyway, so unfortunately oh, that's right, and she was running late and missed the conference welcoming. So we have to try and ensure that we have a place before then. I was relying on the people that I was staying with, where we were staying, to provide good venues that were close to places where people were staying or where the activity was. So I couldn't organise that until I got to speak to them. So it may have been a little bit late in coming. But anyway, yes, so that's what we do. Okay, and that's my contact details if you need. So, any questions? I think I've managed to ramble on pretty well. If there aren't any specific questions, I would like to ask Anad, is that right? CBTITSD, and Fiona. I would like to ask you if you can tell me whether you're interested in mentoring or being a mentee, and also how your ideas. So Anad, please speak. If you just click on the talk button, or you mentee, yep. And any areas of interest.
Hi, Sue. Are you able to hear me? Oh, great. Yes. So I'm interested in being a mentee, and I'm really interested in getting started in some research in education and ICT. So I'm hoping to use this as a stepping stone to enter this very different world.
Sounds fantastic. Okay, so Shindy, mentee for what area? My apologies, sorry, I turned off my mic. Fiona, are you thinking of being a mentor? Fantastic. I can see links happening already. Okay, that's great. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, this is good. So can I encourage you to download those forms and send them off to Andre, our ASCILITE Executive Secretariat, and he compiles them all, and then he sends them off to me, and then we go through them and read through them and create the connections. But I can see connections happening already, so that's fantastic. Is there any other questions? Feel free to talk if you can.
Hi, Sue. I have a question. It's about the, let me see here, about the specific goals that we're trying to achieve from the mentorship. And if we have a number of different goals, is there a way for us to decide which goal to select? I mean, are we looking for something that's more realistic in that time frame? Or do we include all the goals we're trying to achieve in the application and then have a discussion with the mentors later about narrowing that down? Thanks.
I think it's between you and your mentor, but it would be really appropriate if you had 2 or 3 goals and you worked out which one you want to achieve the most, and you go about achieving the first one and then seeing how the time works, or commitments, all that sort of stuff. But yes, make the goals very specific and very related to what you want to achieve in 6 months' time. Does that help you?
Oh yeah, very much so. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Any other questions? It's fine. It's funny, Fiona, I was in another online meeting just before this, and one of the people was from UWS, so there you go. Look, it is up to you, Fiona, because you're wanting to be a mentor. I don't think that matters that much, but you could, if you haven't submitted it, you could add it now. If you submitted it, it's up to you. Okay, I've taken notes, so I actually will know that your specific area is online assessment, but that you, well, I should go and read your text a bit closer in case I've misread it. Yeah, that you've done works with ebooks and interactive PDFs at UWS, but that doesn't mean you've done it, obviously. You can clarify that for me if you want. Okay, sounds fantastic. Maybe I could become a mentee and you can be my mentor. Oh no, I won't take away from other people. Okay, any other questions? Oh, right, very good. All right, if there are, okay, Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine. If there aren't any other questions, I'll wrap that up, but I will have a chat to Lorraine. It did, but it was AEST DLST, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Savings Time. Sorry, and but I can have a chat to you, Lorraine. That's okay. Okay, you can't hear me. Right. Well. I'm in a conference call. Okay, I'll just talk. I'll type to Lorraine, but I'd just like to thank Anna, Shindy, and Fiona for coming along, and it'll be great working with you all. I look forward to getting your application. Thanks. But if you want to ask more questions, please do. I'll just let Lorraine know.
Well, thank you very much, Sue, for the presentation. What we'll do is probably for those of you who would like to continue to stay on, please feel free to do so. What we'll do is we will end this session here, and we hope that you found this session useful, and perhaps please feel free to join us in the coming seminars that we have that will be informing all the participants. Yeah. So with that, thank you once again, Sue, for the presentation. And I look forward to all the submissions, and all the best to all the applicants as well.
I look forward to them too. And Alan, can you just let everyone know where the recording will be kept? Do you know? Because that might be good for Lorraine.
Yeah, the recording will be sent to all ASCILITE members through the newsletter, and I will also ask Andre for the link as well. Yeah. Okay,
so I put that there for Lorraine because she can't hear, which is a little bit hard in a webinar.
I'll just end the recording first before. Yeah, just hold on.
Okay.